everybody! My name is Mia and today I'm going to walk you through my November budget setup. And I'm going to share with you guys, I made a change. Well, somebody in the comments suggested that I read on Dave Ramsey's 7 Baby Steps. And so I did. And I found that his plan was very easy to follow. And I think I can stick to that except for the part where he suggests to cancel health and life insurances while you're tackling your debt. As much as I would love to, I am not comfortable with doing that because I have my mom and my daughter fully financially dependent on me. So I don't want that if something happens to me, knock on wood, I don't want them to be burdened with anything at all. So what I did though was I searched for the market for a cheaper life insurance, which I did find, and I just, instead of a whole life insurance, I just grabbed a term life insurance for 15 years, which is long enough to cover me for when I need it most, and it is way cheaper. With my previous life insurance, I was paying it quarterly, but every month I have to allot like 37 euros at least for the premiums. But for this one, I just have to pay 14 euros per month, which is way cheaper than my previous one. So I think that's a good thing because it'll free up more budget for us for the next few months. And as for my medical insurance though, we cannot do anything about that for now. We'll find cheaper ones maybe next time after my policy ends, but it is part of my requirements here for my visa, so we cannot cancel that for now. But hopefully we'll be able to find a cheaper one as well that would still be useful. Okay. That's all. I just wanted to share that with you guys. And for our November setup, if you haven't watched my previous videos, I do my calendars based on my paycheck. So I am paid every 4 weeks. So my budget calendars, I just I fix them from my payday and up till the day before the next paycheck. So we start on Thursday, which is the 29th. So for now, we'll just be setting up my calendar for November, and we'll be highlighting our regular expenses. So I usually just put stickers like these on the dates so that I would, whenever I flip through this page, I'd know in one glance what I'll be having to pay, or if there is anything like I have to do. So on the 1st, whenever I get paid, I usually give myself or put in money into my emergency funds, which is actually the goal of this journey, to rebuild my emergency fund. So for now, our initial goal is to build up at least 1,000 euros for the emergency fund. And also, I send money to my mom for her daily expenses, but I think I'm based on the exchange rate. So usually it'll be higher on Tuesdays. So I would normally send her money whenever I get my paycheck, but I usually check the exchange rate as well because I have to send it back. I have to send the money to her in the Philippines. So I want to make the most for my buck. Anyways, so there you go. And for my daughter, I also give her an allowance every month as well. So usually it is here in Ireland, the government gives a subsidy for like childcare. So I get 140 euros for that. and majority of which I actually give to my daughter so that she can learn to save and spend money for herself. So I usually get that every first Tuesday of the month as well. And for my life insurance, we'll use this lock for security. My life insurance, that'll be paid on the 1st. And my Netflix is paid every 6th of the month. And I usually use this sticker here to put for the 6th. And I have 2 active loans that I'm paying right now. So I use a cash sticker for that, but I cannot seem to find it. My eyes are failing me for some reason. Anyway, so we'll just use the dollar. Or maybe it is here. I used up the rest already. So I have 2 loans, which is due on the 7th. And also on the 24th. So we'll put stickers there. Okay. And next we have our internet bill. So for my internet bill, we'll just use this one for the internet, and it'll be due on the 11th of November. And also my credit card is due on the same day, but usually I pay it whenever I get my salary as well, way before the due date, just in case I'll be able to put in a little bit extra on the process. And then next is my phone bill, which is due on the 24th as well. And my daughter's phone top up, we'll put this on the 20th. I have to top her phone up on the 20th. And our rent is due on the 25th. So we'll put another sticker for the rent. So I have more. My electricity and my gas bill is due on the 26th. So that'll be in my next paycheck. So that'll be all. This will be the overview of what I have to be spending on. I don't really put on the specific amount because usually I know exactly how much I am due for each one. So I just leave the specific amounts here in the overview themselves. So we'll put it in. For the salary, what I got for this month from my job is, when was I paid again? Paid on the 29th. So in case you were wondering why I had something written down here, is because I was actually paid today, and I'm recording this video today as well. So I did some groceries already, and this is my salary. So I got 200 to 2,530 from my salary. And on Tuesday, we are due to get our child benefit. Which is worth 140. Okay, so that is my known income for this month. So from here, this will be a total of $26.70. So that's where we will base our budget from. Okay, so we'll start with the fixed expenses first. I usually pay myself first, so whenever that is, I will put money in my emergency fund. So just to share with you guys, we're halfway done with the 1,000 emergency fund. So if we have any extra this month, we'll roll it over to our emergency fund so we can fill that in better. We can fill that in faster and tackle my debt way faster, hopefully. And next is my mom. So I budget 300 euros for her monthly. And for my daughter, I write exclamation points here because there's no specific date. I usually do it as soon as I get my money. So for my princess, I budget 115 euros for her. And for the life insurance, which is due on the 1st, we're due for 14 euros. And on the 6th is Netflix, which is like 10 euros. And on the 7th, I have my loan, which is 96 euros. And on the 11th, we have two, which is the Wi-Fi and my credit card. So I pay 32 for the Wi-Fi and 200 as the minimum balance for my credit card, and nothing much until the 24th, which is when my loan, my first loan, and my phone is due. So my first loan is 178 monthly and 40 for my phone bill. And for the rent is on the 25th. I am due to pay 858. Okay, so that's pretty much it for my fixed expenses. So the total of that will be 1995. Alrighty, and then we'll be moving on to my varied expenses, or where my sinking funds will be as well. For this one, I divide it into two. I have my fixed irregular expenses, meaning the ones I have to pay like quarterly or every year that I don't really have to, or every 6 months, like for my bins. I have bins we have to pay whenever they're collecting, or we also have like an annual fee that we have to pay. It's like 120 per year, plus every time they pick up the bins, and it also depends on which bin they'll be picking up. Anyways, I talk too much. So for the bins, I usually allot 12 euros for that. And for the food, I budget for 100 euros. This is food as in like just majorly groceries. And for my health insurance, I will save like 55 euros for a month. This is kind of big, but the insurance is for both me and my daughter. So, and medications, I have a running sinking fund for my medications because I buy them every 6 months. I am on maintenance medications, and I save at least 21 euros per month. So whenever I need to buy it after the 6 months, I'll have some money saved up at least. And for the variable expenses that I have, let's put a divider here as well. So we'll make it nice and pretty. I usually just put like a washi tape as my divider. So I think this one would be good since November is pink in my planner. So we'll use a pink washi as well. There we go. And as I was saying, let's move on to my variable expenses, which are basically my sinking funds. So for beauty, for this month we can put in 15 euros in that. For dining out, last month I challenged myself not to eat out for the month and not to take any public transportation, and I was able to achieve that. Yay. So this month it seems that I will be a bit busy, so 50 euros, and I hope that will be good enough. For gifts, we'll put in 20 euros since Christmas is coming, so we have to be putting in more money in that. For my hobbies, just 5 euros. And holidays, here in Ireland they call holidays like when you go on vacation, so they say it's going on holidays, but for me I put this holidays like as in Christmas, Halloween, things like that. For household expenses, I have like a separate household budget because I like hoarding stuff, you guys. Like I would buy detergents in bulk and have it just stored there until I nearly run out. So I prefer, just instead of having just a monthly budget for it, since I buy it like a ton of them, I would just have a sinking fund for them. So whenever the time comes that I actually need to buy my cleaning products or my detergents, I would have enough money to carry that in. Okay, sorry. And for school, this is for next year's school year. I have 25 euros for that. And shopping, I'm also challenging myself not to shop so much because this is a major problem for me. I am a very emotional spender. So whenever I get stressed, especially at work, I just turn to shopping. It comforts me. But actually the pandemic helped a little bit. Actually, I was very stressed initially for the first few months. That's why I was actually I started this journey, because I got really stressed and ended up spending too much and just got out of control. But lately I've slowly been realizing that I haven't been like, usually I would go out to the mall or look for clothes, but since we don't really have to go anywhere the past few months, I was able to slowly start spending less on that. So there we go. For our totals, for our expenses, for variable ones, we have 187. And for 488 for our fixed irregular expenses. So we'll see how that will go. Hopefully we'll be able to stick to that budget for this payroll period. And thank you so much for tuning in with me, guys. Hopefully I didn't close in the total for the income because I don't really have much space. So in case I'll be making a few sales or find a different side hustle for this month, hopefully we can add a bit more and on this part of the planner. And actually that's all I do for my my monthly setup. That's basically it. So if I have any other extra expenses or the miscellaneous ones, I don't do cash envelopes because here in Ireland, the bank that I have here in Ireland, they charge for everything. Actually, almost everything. So if you make cash withdrawals from the ATM and things like that, they would charge you extra. But they don't charge you for online transfers and for cashless debit card transactions. So what I've been doing is I've been just putting a different account for my variable expenses and for my fixed irregular expenses. And whenever I go do groceries, I have a different online prepaid account which I can use, so that even if I have to enter my PIN, if it's more than 50 euros in the transaction, I won't be charged by my bank each time. So the only charges that I'm having in my bank now is for the direct debits that I have. Seriously, they charge for everything. So I'm trying to lessen the charges. So as much as I would love to have my all my transactions in cash, I do them online in a prepaid account, but I do have trackers. So every time I pay anything in the store, for each category I write them down here so that I would know exactly how much I have left in each of my sinking funds. So that's all, you guys, for this video. I hope you liked it, and thank you all for tuning in. See you guys next time. Bye bye.